Mirroring what coach Mike Tomlin said Tuesday, Wednesday's league-mandated status report indicated a trio of starters are on track for a return to the Pittsburgh Steelers game day lineup. Two others who suffered injuries during the team's most recent game, though, continue to appear unlikely to play Sunday. Cornerback Joey Porter Jr. and running back Jaylen Warren practiced fully Wednesday, and outside linebacker Alex Highsmith was regarded as a participant. Porter, hamstring, has not played since the September 7 season opener. Highsmith, ankle, has been out of action since Week 2, and Warren did not play in the Steelers' most recent outing September 28 in Dublin against the Minnesota Vikings. Tomlin had expressed optimism that all three will be available for Sunday's 2025 AFC North opener against the Cleveland Browns at Acrisure Stadium. Cornerback Jalen Ramsey and receiver Calvin Austin III suffered hamstring and shoulder injuries, respectively, against Minnesota. Neither practiced Wednesday, a day after Tomlin sounded much less encouraged either would be able to play against Cleveland. No other players were on Wednesday's practice report for injury reasons, but receiver Ben Skowronek was limited because of a listed reason of illness. Cornerback Darius Slay, outside linebacker TJ Watt, and defensive tackle Cameron Hayward were given Veterans Days off, albeit Hayward took part in practice on a limited basis. Let's face it, the NFL is tougher than we make it. It's easy to expect our favorite gridiron stars to perform miracles while we sit comfortably on the couch, shouting at the TV. That's what being a fan is all about. We expect greatness, we crave victories, and we demand consistency from our players. But for some, success in this league doesn't come easy. Just ask former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Justin Fields. His stint under Mike Tomlin started with promise. In 2024, Fields led the Steelers to a 4-2 start, and for a brief moment, it felt like Pittsburgh had found a new chapter at quarterback. He was exciting, athletic, and dynamic, everything fans hoped for. But just as quickly as his rise began, it was over. Arthur Smith and his staff decided to make a mid-season switch, inserting veteran Russell Wilson into the starting lineup. That decision ended Fields' time in Pittsburgh, and ever since, he's been looking for a true home. When the New York Jets hired rookie head coach Aaron Glenn this past offseason, Fields saw it as an opportunity for a fresh start. On paper, it made sense. A new staff, a clean slate, and an organization desperate for stability at quarterback. But the NFL is a results-driven business, and so far, the results have been hard to come by. The Jets are the only winless team in the league heading into Week 6. And yet, surprisingly, it's hard to place the blame on Fields. Through 4 games, he missed a start due to injury. He's thrown for 754 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, ranking first in the NFL in turnover avoidance. Add in his 204 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, and you've got a dual-threat quarterback still capable of making plays. The Pittsburgh Steelers are lucky they avoided a Justin Fields nightmare, so why isn't Justin Fields winning? In truth, Fields isn't playing poorly, he's playing safe. His conservative approach has minimized mistakes but also capped offensive production. Those extra seconds of hesitation, that one too many reads, or a late release, they add up. In a league where windows close in milliseconds, every extra beat matters. It's also not just on Fields. The Jets' offensive line has been shaky, and their receiving core hasn't helped much either. When the supporting cast struggles to execute, it's nearly impossible for any quarterback, let alone one still finding his rhythm, to succeed. That's been the story of Justin Fields' career. Despite flashes of brilliance, he's never been in the right situation at the right time. His record as a starter, 14-34, tells that story plainly. He's progressed, no question about it. His mechanics are cleaner, his decision-making is sharper, and his leadership continues to grow. But is it enough to make him a franchise quarterback on a winning team? That answer remains uncertain. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Fields experiment is long behind them. They've moved forward with stability and veteran presence under center in Aaron Rodgers. But as for Justin Fields, the journey continues. Another year, another fresh start, and another reminder that sometimes talent alone isn't enough. The NFL doesn't just test your arm or your legs. It tests your patience, your adaptability, and your resilience. And for Justin Fields, that test is still ongoing. Alex Highsmith, by all indications, is returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers lineup this week. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Nick Herbig is headed back to the bench. The Steelers' number 3 outside linebacker, Herbig, has been making plays over these past 2.5 games Highsmith has missed because of a high ankle sprain. And as such, defensive coordinator Teryl Austin said the Steelers are going to continue to utilize him. He's earned the right to be on the field as much as we can get him on the field, Austin said before Thursday's practice at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. And so, as we move forward in this long season, he is going to play a lot of snaps for us and play a lot of football. It's my job to find ways to get him out there, to keep him on the field with what he's done. Herbig missed the opener of his 3rd NFL season when a hamstring injury prevented him from playing in the win at the New York Jets. But in the 3 games since, Herbig has 2.5 sacks, 8 QB hits, 10 total tackles, 6 solo, for loss, an interception, a tipped pass, and a forced fumble. Herbig is formally behind Highsmith and perennial All-Pro TJ Watt on the Steelers' depth chart at outside linebacker. Highsmith has not played since Week 2, but returned to practice this week and is likely to be available for Sunday's AFC North opener against the Cleveland Browns. Despite the likely cut into his playing time that Highsmith's return will mean for him, Herbig is eager that his teammate appears to be cleared as healthy. Alex is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, Herbig said. So being able to have that guy back and being healthy and running around, hitting the quarterback, setting the edge, doing what he does, I'm excited. Herbig has 7 career starts in relief of either Watt or Highsmith and has 8 career games in which he has played more than 54% of the Steelers' defensive snaps. He's a splash player, Austin said. He's always around the ball. He makes it miserable on other teams' offensive tackles. He's playing well, and so guys who play well get rewarded by playing more. If a new rumor is to be believed, the Pittsburgh Steelers are scouting out the trade market at wide receiver. According to Andrew Filipponi of 93.7 The Fan, the Steelers called the New Orleans Saints up during the bye week to inquire about a trade for wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. Here's what Filipponi said. Source: the Steelers reached out to the Saints during the bye week to take their temperature on WR Rashid Shaheed, who will be a FA at the end of the year. Big play WR and return man. Trades are being made in the NFL left and right, he reported. It's hard to say if the Saints would trade Shaheed. After all, they have young signal callers that could use all the help they can get at wide receiver. However, the Saints desperately need to rebuild, and trading a player who is in a contract year to get an asset to help with said rebuild makes total sense. It's nothing new that the Steelers need wide receiver help. Aaron Rodgers lacks a true number 2 target behind DK Metcalf, and now Calvin Austin is dealing with an injury and Roman Wilson might as well be on a milk carton. A deep threat with return experience, Shaheed would be an upgrade over anyone not named Metcalf. He posted a career year in 2023 with 719 yards and was on pace to smash that mark in 2024 before succumbing to a season-ending injury. Shaheed is healthy in 2025 and has posted 288 yards and 2 scores despite having a terrible situation at quarterback. With a talented wideout in a contract year and lacking elite production, it shouldn't cost much for the Steelers to acquire Shaheed. Pittsburgh would be wise to get on a trade for the wideout as soon as possible because more teams might get involved as the trade deadline inches closer.